Yo, Jay, pass me those books, the Niyam books. No. The other ones. The Niyam book. Yeah.
What happened to singing?
What?
Oh, here, use this. Oh, you just. You got a wireless one? Let me get. Is it wireless? Oh, yeah, no worries. That will work.
Only from the archives.
So many to choose from, right?
Yeah, I am.
Sahajan Swami Maharaj
Mahabadavanta Maya Tamari Jene Avariya Nar Nari Ehu Vardhan Dijiye Aave Eha Mayaya Manena Vyave Vadi Tamare Pishe Jivana Nave Manusya Bhuti Hoidana Je je Leela Karo Tame Dana Tene Samajhu Alokik Gyana Satsangi Je Tamara Kave Teno Keriya Bhavanayave Desha Karane Kriyaye Kari Keti Tamane Na Bhumiye Hari Kama Krodhane Lobha Kumati Moha Vyadi Nena Bhare Mati Tamane Bhajata Yadu Je Pade Magiye Yamane Navanade Etadu Magiye Chaye Yame Ye Jo Daya Kari Hari Tame Vadi Namagiye Ame Chela Tame Suniye Jo Hari Tela Devi Dejo Ma Deha Vimana Yene Kari Visaro Bhagavana Kedi Pushpano Sangama Dejo Adaya Madhati Murari Dejo Kedi Deso દેશો મારી જગતનો અભાવ, દેશો અહંકારી સ્વભાવ, દેશોમાં સંગ નાસ્તિક મોરાય, નિર્મિલ તમને જે કર્મ નિકાય, એ આદિ જ્ઞાતિ માગદાય મે, દેશોમાં દયા કરી હરિભવે, પછી બોલિયા શ્યામ સુંદર, જાઓ લાગ્યો તમને વર, મારી માયામાં નહીં પૂજાઓ, દેહાદિકમાં નહીં બંધાઓ, મારી ક્રિયામાં નહીં આવે દોષ, મને સમજો સદાય દોષ, એમાં કયું થઈ રળિયાત, સૌએ સત્ય કરી માની વાત. સજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજ જય. સ્વામિનારાયણ નામ લેશે તેના બધા પાતક બાળી દેશે, છે નામ મારા શ્રુતિમાય અનેક, સર્વોપરી આ જગન્નાથ, જો સ્વામિનારાયણ એક વાર રટે બીજાના રટ્યા હજાર, જપ્યા થકી જે પણ થાય એનું, કરી શકે વર્ણન કોણ તેનું, સરાસરીમાં સમર્થ, જેથી થશે સિદ્ધ સમસ્ત અર્થ, સુખી કરે સંકટ સર્વ કાપે, અંતે વળી અક્ષરધામ આવે,
સજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજની જય. હરિ હૈયાના હાર છો જીવ તમે હરિ હૈયાના હાર છો. હરિ હૈયાના હાર છો જીવ તમે હરિ હૈયાના હાર છો. હરિ હૈયાના હાર છો જીવ તમે હરિ હૈયાના હાર છો. હરિ હૈયાના હાર છો छो हरि हैया हार छो जीर तमे हरि हैया हार छो। सजान स्वामी महाराजनी जय।
Hare त्यागो सर्वे झूठी मननी टेक जो
But like, if it's a new his masala is I know you don't. Just don't put it in your mouth. You stop at 8 in the morning, it'll heal. By the evening, it'll be healed. I mean, it's all him. He's betrayed me.
We're doing Karyani 8 today. In Samvat 1877, on the 4th day of the right half of the month of Kartik, Sriji Maharaj placed a spacious bedstead in the veranda of the room with the northern door at the royal residence of Vastakacha in Karyani. He was clad in all white vestments. Before his lotus-like face, ascetics and devotees from far and near had assembled in the holy meeting. Then Muktanand Swami asked, O great Lord, the Vedas, the scriptures, and historical books have described God's form as Saguna, having attributes, and also as Nirguna, free from attributes. Then how should we understand the form of Sri Purushottam Bhagwan as Nirgun and Sagun? And how much can God's devotee grasp God's form as Nirgun and Sagun? So, what it says is that God has both of these things, Nirgun and Sargun, but the thing is, Nirgun says that it's something that is free from having attributes, where Sargun is something that has attributes. So the statement that God possesses both seems paradoxical at first, right? That's what the whole Vajramut is about. It explains how this is possible, and it explains God's form. So, do you guys all understand this, right? The question that's being asked? Alright. Sriji Maharaj said, God's Nirgun form, which is the form without attributes, is the most abstract, and it is the soul of the earth and other elements. It is the soul of the Pradhan Purush beyond the elements, and it is the soul of Suddha Purush and Prakriti beyond the Pradhan Purush. It is also the soul of Akshat beyond that. All these constitute the body of God. The soul in the body is abstract, pure, and extremely bright, and so is God. Absolutely abstract and absolutely pure and untouched, and has supreme brilliance. So, it's saying the Nirgun form is basically the fact that God is like the soul that is present everywhere, which makes sense because we know God, the soul can't be like, it's not a physical object, it's
abstract.
Yeah, exactly, it's abstract. Abstract is something that, it can't be like, well, like Google defines it as something that can't be, it's something that can't be theoretically, like, it's theoretical, it can't be physically defined. Anyway.
Touch, smell.
Yeah, exactly. It can't be touched, smelled, tasted, anything. I'm gonna need you guys to put your input on this as I go along because this one was tough for me. Okay. The space pervades the earth and the other four elements, and it is unassociated by the earth and the four elements, and it is not influenced by the functioning of the four fundamental elements. The space, extremely untouched, still pervades them. In the same way, Purushottam Bhagwan dwells in all as the soul, and yet he is unaffected and unassociated. He has his own personal characteristics, and none can be as omnipotent as he is. Space pervades the four fundamental elements. Space pervades the four fundamental elements, but none can be as unaffected and unassociated as the sky. In the same way, Purushottam Bhagwan is the soul of all, but even then, none up to the category of Akshat can be as powerful and omnipotent as God. So, you guys will follow? Okay, yeah, it's giving an analogy of the Nirgun characteristics of Bhagwan and like the space and sky, how space pervades everything and yet it is unaffected by everything, like that.
You want to break down what Sagun and Nirgun is first. Let's see if everyone understood that. And then, because it's going to be repeating through as you go.
Is Nirgun the formless?
Yeah, Nirgun is without having attributes.
Right. I don't know what the other one is.
Sadgun is having
Having
attributes,
attributes.
so they're just opposite of each other. And it says that Bhagwan has both of these characteristics present. Good?
So the initial question was, how do you have, first of all, how can you have two, how do you have attributes and at the same time you don't have attributes? That's contradicting each other, right? And then also the other question is, how do you understand Bhagwan? It's there, in Bhagwan it's there, that's a definite statement. But how do you understand that Bhagwan has, how do you understand Bhagwan with the attributes, and how do you understand Bhagwan without attributes? So first, you know that he has both, but then how do you understand both? How do you understand Bhagwan with both, with and without attributes? And then, so that's when he starts explaining.
So it says the Nirgun form is the most abstract, right? That's the one that it can't be touched, taste, feel, like Kalpa Shomar just said. It's the soul and essence of the earth and all the other elements. So it makes sense, right? That it's the soul.
Yeah.
In this way, God being Nirgun, i.e. beyond all attributes, means God's form is absolutely abstract, absolutely untouched, absolutely pure, absolutely unassociated, absolutely brilliant, and absolutely sovereign. So it just goes along with what we said, that because God, as in this paragraph, has been described as Nirgun, he is beyond all physical attributes. Then it goes on to give like an analogy of how it's the Sagun form. It says, if we compare the Girnar mountain with the Lokalok mountain, the former would appear absolutely small, but that does not make the former mountain small, but appears small before the magnitude of the Lokalok. So if you have the two mountains and one of them is bigger, the other one just looks small. But that's only relative, right? You guys see what that example is talking about? So they're both big in their own respect, but compared to each other, one is tiny and the other one is humongous. You guys have that? Okay. Similarly, before the greatness of Ushadam Bhagwan, the infinite number of universes, which are covered by 8 veils, appear extremely microscopic, like a molecule, but that does not make the universe small. They appear small before the greatness of Bhagwan. In this way, the immense greatness of God is God's Sagun form with attributes. Then someone would doubt and say, God without attributes is more abstract than the most abstract, and with attributes he is more concrete than most concrete. Then how must God's original form, which assumes both of these, so how should God's original form, which has both of these, be? That's what it says. It's worded very awkwardly. So we said that the abstract form is more abstract than abstract, right? It goes beyond what we know as abstract. And the most Sagun form is more concrete than concrete. It goes beyond everything we know in that sense. So how would God's original form be known, like, to us, right? Do you guys remember any like Vaishnavas we've done where it involves this, of God's like true form and things? Because I know we've done a few of those before in the past. So like we've done Vaishnavas in the past where it talks about God's form, right? So like, do you guys remember anything about those? Just anything at all? I know we've done a bunch of them.
It just is like, as a human, you cannot possibly comprehend what his true form is. And that's why he shows up as human form.
Alright, yeah. We said something like that last week, yeah. Or a few weeks ago, yeah. Alright. The answer is this. God's eternal original form is as it appears in human form, and the characteristics of having attributes and having no attributes show some divine prowess of the form of God. So it says that the original and eternal form of God is what we see, the human form of God, right? I don't know. Do you guys remember? I remember hearing that in past Vaishnava books, that the eternal and original form is the human form. And it says that this characteristic of having Nirgun and Sagun it shows the divine prowess of the form of God. And it gives some examples. It says, in order to bring back the son of a Brahmin, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavad, Sri Krishna Bhagwan had to set off with Arjun in a chariot. They crossed the Lokalok mountain and pierced the darkness of Maya and Sudarshan Chakra and met Bhuma Purush in Brahma Jyoti, and from him brought back the son of the Brahmin. The chariot and the horses, being in Maya, had gross forms, but through the yogic powers of Sri Krishna Bhagavan, they became extremely subtle and divinized and reached God's abode, Brahma, which was beyond attributes. Thus, to transform a gross object into a subtle one means that the form of Sri Krishna Bhagavan is beyond attributes. The same Krishna Bhagavan has shown to his mother the whole universe concealed by 8-fold coverings within his mouth. And again, he displayed his cosmic form to Arjuna in his own form. All other persons except Arjuna see God's human form of average height, and when God assumed the incarnation of Vaman, he appeared as a dwarf after making King Bali give the gift of earth, measuring 3 steps. So like that first half, it says it shows his nirgun form in having like it shows having both of those characteristics in different ways. The one way was when he was able to show the universe to his mother and to Arjuna through where like his mouth, like that. And he also talks about how any normal person, like anyone else, like from America or someone, would see him and say, it's just a normal guy, he's not no more than 5 foot, like 6 or something. He's nothing special, right? But he says that with both of these Nirgun and Sagun, that his divine prowess can be shown. Then they talk about another incarnation when he appeared as a dwarf and he made the King Bali give him the gift of earth. So as far as he could walk in 3 steps, that's how much land that king would give him. So being a dwarf, the king thought, yeah, sure, how far can he walk? Like 3 feet? So he says yes to this deal, right? And then Bhagavan assumed such a gigantic form which covered the 7 worlds under the earth in 1 step. All the space above was pervaded by his form. When he took the 2nd step, it rose above the 7 heavens and pierced the egg of the universe. Such great cosmic form was seen by King Bali, but all other persons saw only the dwarf's form assumed by the god. Thus, God's form as Sagun should be known as one which is greater than the greatest. So this one shows how the Sagun, the having attributes form. The sky is without clouds in the winter and the summer, but in the monsoon it is covered with clusters of innumerable clouds. At times, clouds are created in the sky and then they disappear. In the same way, God creates his form, both with attributes and without attributes of prowess, at his will. And then he merges the same within himself. This God may appear in human form, but none can perceive his majesty. And the devotee who understands the form of God, both with such attributes and without such attributes, would be free from the bondage of God, Karma, and Maya for the 8 parts of the day and night, and he would be happy with meditation upon God. So that's why this Vajaru is important. I couldn't really understand it, but that last section explains why. It says that the devotee that can understand this, that of God's form and his human form and all the Sagur and Nirgun, then that person would be free from all this Karma, Maya, and everything, and he would be happy with meditation upon God. So can you guys just help explain those other 2 pages, because those were very, they went over my head with those, and I'm sure the rest of you too. Kalpashanko and Ruchiti too.
Kalpesh did this Vachanamurit in past.
Yeah, one.
Yeah. 3 years back. 2 years back.
Do you have anything to say?
Kalpesh did this.
Kalpashanko, you got it.
You want it? He forgot it.
Sir, I'm in.
He asked the question that didn't explain those 2 paragraphs.
Yeah,
Pages.
yeah, everything before everything before like the last step we were talking about, like the last two examples of Krishna and the dwarf incarnations. Like after that, I kind of understood it, but like before, I don't know, I just didn't follow what it meant. Like I don't know. Can you clear it up for us?
Me clear it up?
Yeah, someone. Anyone.
I'll give it a try. I can't promise, but I'm sure other doctors have better answers than I do probably. Just talking. So from last paragraph, what I infer is that God comes down in the form of human, right? But if you look at the greatness that God does, is not measurable. Even though you may see God in the form of a human being, the God obviously has attributes that are much more powerful that you and I can understand on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's more gist of it from that, that if you see that greatness in folks doing good deeds in that manner, and then you will get the benefit of what really God will give you is the, I think, happiness in your life that you won't able to measure it from that perspective. That's how I read that later part of the Vishnu.
Mine, like I don't know. I just really didn't understand what Nirvana and Sagun exactly were. Like I couldn't tell like from this if they meant like actual like physical attributes or like what it meant. I wasn't really sure about those. You don't know. I remember, you know, you said something about Nirvana like 3 weeks ago, but like I don't know. Can you like repeat it? Or something about
Alright. The way I think is, see, when you have, let me give you the just example that we can relate a little bit. If you go to market and you see something, now that particular thing is made of a lot of different parts. Let's say car, that's my favorite one. I always pick up that one. The car is made of tires and all different parts in it, right? Then when you're looking the car, you're looking at the one big whole thing, right?
yeah.
Same thing about Lord Swaminarayan. What the Muktanand Swami brought out is one of the characteristics rather of the Lord Swaminarayan, whom he is. But beyond that, he just brought out like, see, God has a lot of characteristics. Out of that, he brought out one of them, that what he represents. The thing is, he doing something, but the same time he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
He's related to someone lives in there and do his work, right? So basically, he's a karta, means he's doing it. He's akarta, means he's not doing it, right? So this is what character the Muktanand Swami he tried to brought out from him. And I think he says if you understand that point, that he is the soul of everything, right? He has a supreme power and that's what he's doing. We don't see that much often in our real life because we don't understand that characteristics of him.
That's the Nirguna part, right?
Nirguna and Sarguna both,
Okay.
right? And he says if you understand that, then what you're going to get is beyond your imagination. He will bless, you will get his blessing. That's what he means. I don't know if I make it clear, but
Yeah, it'll help.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
I think the major point is for you to actually understand the situation in such a way that you can see the both sides of it at the same time. Because there is truly Sagun and Nirguna both at play at the same time. That's, I think, what Jitendra uncle was trying to say.
like in the examples when he appears as like a regular, ordinary person, but at the same time he has like the universe in him. Like, is that what you're meaning? Like,
Right, right. So if you take the example of Dwarf, right?
yeah.
He was small to who? Everybody else, right? But at the same time to King Bali,
Yeah,
he was unmeasurable, right?
Mhm.
That's what he means by that. With his 1 feet, he covered
Yeah.
the entire universe, and then with the other feet, he covered the 7
Realms.
that world,
Yeah.
right? So it's the same thing. Yeah, to me and you, he was just a small person in front of us. But to a Mahan Bhakt who knows of the other side, sees his inner strength that he comes with, which is
Power
basically
and greatness.
right.
So the regular people that didn't know like the Mahatma, right, like the greatness, they couldn't see the gigantic part. They saw the dwarf only, right? Okay.
They saw the small part of it. They didn't see the whole thing in totality that what he represents.
And that's the reason when you, I mean, I come across some people who said, you know, like, oh, he was nothing, but he was just saved.
Yeah.
But why they would say that? Because they don't know
Because they don't
anything
know.
about it, right? My own friend used to say that. That he was one of the priests or a saint or swami, you know. He's not God.
Yeah.
There you go. So, it's an example.
Well, man, I think, there was a question that, how do you understand the God's Sagun Pano and Nirbhur Pano, which is like with the attributes and without the attributes, like you said. Somebody asked that question, why did they ask that question? We need to understand that why did they ask that question, meaning, what was the need to, go through these things? People, whoever is asking, like, Satsangi and whatnot, they would say, they would know, okay, God could be big, God could be small, and God is in the same form as we are. Then the guy is somebody from outside, they would be thinking that, these guys are sitting just like us, on human form, and they're saying that he is so powerful. There are billions of galaxies are on his
like his mouth or something.
little small against him. How does that work? So God is giving example that this is all relative. If you guys understand it, then it's not hard to imagine. Like Golok, they're saying that Saddam billions of Goloks are surrounded. Saddam is surrounded by these several Goloks, thousands and millions of Goloks. So that means Golok is big, and then Saddam is how big? Is that unmeasurable, right? Lot bigger. So God has different forms. It could be so big, and it could be so small and minute that it could be in your soul. God is also in your soul. People say God is in your soul. So people say, how do you believe that? This guy is sitting right in front of us. And they say, okay, he's also controlling the whole universe and all of the universe.
So like this question was like sort of posed in order to explain these, right? It's like it's trying to make sure everyone knows that
Everybody understands
he's
that,
there,
yeah.
right? He's everywhere, like he's omnipotent, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then he says at the end that if you understand that God could be big, God could be small, but real form is the human form. Just pray these God and don't worry about it, how big he is and how small he is and stuff, and then you will be okay. Then you will be redeemed.
So you would be happy, like.
You will be redeemed. There is no problem. But beyond that, I don't know what else to explain.
I think it's just like a coin. You looking at Sagun Pano and Nirgun Pano. It's the same coin, which is Lord Swaminarayan, right? But it shows that two relation between his character, and that character ultimately lead to understanding
what his greatness is. And that's what it is. This is a part of it actually. There are a lot of other segments that can join to with that to understand him, but this is a part of it.
This is sort of going back to what Ruchit did, I think, a couple of weeks ago, where Bhagwan had a form and didn't have a form kind of thing, right? It's going back to a similar situation or similar in thinking that God is there in physical form, but it's not there in physical form kind of thing.
Yeah, that's why like I remember Jitan was talking about when we were like those like that much out a few weeks ago. That's like I tried to remember when he said that I couldn't remember when I was looking at this. That's why. But yeah, this helped clear it up.
Basically, it's an explanation of those two words, and whole Vatnamut is filled with the example.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yes,
Finish it off, man.
I don't know.
Give it a quick.
The camera can't see all this in the behind the scenes. It makes me look like I'm
You just said
sitting
you
up here.
understood.
Say something. I don't understand.
Did you understand or not?
Not as much as I'd like.
Nobody.
Not as much as I'd like. You want to say something?
I see આ વચનામૃત છે. It was written in 1877,
Yeah.
right? At that time મહારાજ એ વાત કરી કે ભગવાનનું સગુણ સ્વરૂપ, નિર્ગુણ સ્વરૂપ અને મનુષ્ય સ્વરૂપ. આપણે સગુણ સ્વરૂપે જાણવાની જરૂર નથી, નિર્ગુણ સ્વરૂપ પણ જાણવાની જરૂર નથી. You don't need to go through that. Right? I have a different question. કે 1877 માં મહારાજે જ્યારે વાત કરી સગુણ સ્વરૂપ, નિર્ગુણ સ્વરૂપ ને મનુષ્ય સ્વરૂપ, રાઈટ? 2069 or 70 ત્યારે, રાઈટ?
Oh, according to the
It's
Indian.
according to Gujarati. રાઈટ? આપણે કયું સ્વરૂપ સમજવાનું? Because as per my understanding, I don't know, I never seen any Sagun Swarup, I never seen any Nirgun Swarup, and I never seen any Manusya Swarup. So,
Wait, the third one is what is it?
I don't know what the what's the
Manusya Swarup,
The actual.
human form.
Yeah, we're not gonna see that.
આપણી જોડે ત્રણમાંથી એકે નહીં, અને કોઈ દર્શન નહીં થયું, સપનામાં નહીં થયું. બાલી રાજાનો વાત કરીને એમને વામન સ્વરૂપે આ પછી આટલું મોટું દેખાડ્યું, આપણને તો એ નહીં થયું. So I think this is not related to us.
So what's the question?
Isha is saying.
Isha.
She raised her hand.
How God's form is like the Murti that is God is Shikshapati, all those books, those are forms of God. So I think that's not true. Just
Can't hear anything. What you say?
No, they have one.
Yeah, we-
And we always talk about how Bhagwan's Murti that is God, is a form of God, and all these Shikshapatri and all the scriptures, those are all forms of God. So I said I don't think that's true. I think it doesn't happen.
What's
What's he said? I don't think what?
She said it does.
It does. She said because like it says the Shiv Shavatri and
That's
Vashamrutu things are like manifestations of God, that so it does like apply to us. That's what she said. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
What applies to us?
Like what the
this
Pali
was-
Prabhu said.
Oh.
In counter of my.
Very good, you know.
Wow. Do you have anything to say? I mean, it was your argument, she counteracted. If I'm right.
I actually I didn't get.
Yeah.
Can you say
Yeah.
it again, please?
I said, we always talk about how Bhagwan's Murti is a form of God and how we should consider it God. And we should consider his scriptures, like the Shikshapati and Vaishnava. We should all consider those forms of God. So I said, I think that it does apply to us because we're talking about God's word.
Which all forms? Which all forms?
The Murti, like the scriptures and Bhagwan's Murti, those are all forms of God.
So okay. So now
Scriptures
what we have to follow? Sagun, Nirgun, Manusha, or whichever according to. Huh?
It's cool.
What do you mean both?
It's Sagun in here, right? It's not the whole point.
It's just one coin.
Yeah.
Two sides of the same. Yeah, one coin. You look at it different way.
Well, alright, so like what she's saying is we worship like all of it at once, right? Because the human form, right, that's the one we worship right now. It has the Nirguna and the Sagun attributes, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying, Isha? Okay, that's what she's saying. Do you understand it? Like
But we don't have no human form.
no, but the murtis and everything, like the first time accounts we have, those things, like we can
So you consider this is a human form?
yeah. Yes. Isha.
I don't know, but even if it's not, you can consider it the Sagun form.
Names of attributes.
What do you say?
Only Manushya is said as
Angels are that's one thing.
Yeah, it's not in front of us. I mean, like the 3D human form is in front of us, but we still have the scriptures. I would consider the Sagun form. You said he's the soul of everything, so that's part of the soul of the world. I mean, everything that he's left behind, and then I don't know. You can, if you want to consider this human form, I guess you can consider that the. Oh wait, sorry, I meant the Nirguna form. Okay, I would say the scriptures, that's what I would consider the Nirguna form. He's the soul of everything. So if you want to consider the Murti the Sagun form, I guess that's one way to say it. Or you can also consider it part of the Nirguna.
You kind of questioning yourself now.
Who's understanding me?
So you're saying Murti has attributes, but
So,
it
but
doesn't-
you were himself said that consider the human form is the right form.
You were almost
Yeah.
there and then you fall
So this
down.
Murti is a human form, and that's it. No worry about Sagun and Nirgun.
You were almost there and you just fall down. Huh?
Yeah.
So Nirgun is his scriptures and his Murti, they're all his Nirgun form. So we haven't seen, like I said, the Manusha form in front of us, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have them both.
No.
Oh wait, what did you say Nirgun was? Because
Attributes, the scriptures.
Without the attributes. But Siji Maharaj said in several songs that Bhagavan to Nirguna is why it doesn't matter. Even though he looks like human, he's Nirgun.
Yeah, I think that's what it said. Ruchi's Vashamrutu.
Yeah.
I think that's why we brought up Nirguna in the first place.
Like Mike કેમ કે ભાઈ Mike ભગવાન તો Mike પર એક જેવા દેખાય પણ એ તો Mike છે દેખાય
But the problem is here, he's not even Mike. He's not even in human form.
No, we'll take him in this picture
Yeah.
as human form.
That's what you do, you substitute.
Huh?
Well, that's his human form, isn't it? Like we're seeing it in
Right.
front of us.
That's what I want to hear from you. So you at the first you were there. એમ ખોખારી ને બોલતી કે એમ એવું કડક થઈ એ કે આ because you know why we offering food મૂર્તિ ના we are offering to human form.
So spirit.
હે
Spirit.
એમ પણ સ્પિરિટ ભગવાન એવું જ કીધું કે ભૂતે વળગેલું છોડીને તમે કેમ ના છોડવાના સ્પિરિટ જ છે.
The Christianity આઈ
પ્રગટપણું
So,
હોય ને
so we don't need to worry about sagun, nirgun, anything. We got even મનુષ્ય સ્વરૂપ right. આપણને જે મળ્યું છે is the final. And we don't have to look is it sagun or nirgun or a human form. This is the Bhagwan. આ ભગવાન સ્વામી કહે ને કે તમે મારા થયા હું તમારો થયો એમ દેટ્સ ઇટ. આ ભગવાન તમે મળ્યા હું તમારો ને તમે મારા. નાવ યુ નો આપણે એમને રોજ જમાડીએ આરતી કરીએ જગાડીએ પહોળાડીએ એ બધું શું કરીએ એ બધું કોને કરીએ છીએ what it apply to who a human form right human being ને થાય ને અહીં તો અમેરિકામાં તો કૂતરા બલાડા નહીં જગાડે ઊંઘાડે પણ ખ્યાલ આવ્યો પણ મેં બેઝિકલી કોને થાય હ્યુમનને થાય રાઈટ. તો આપણે એને એવો પ્રેમ કરીએ છીએ ને તો આપણા માટે સગુણ નિર્ગુણમાં આપણે જવાની જરૂર નહીં કારણ કે સગુણ નિર્ગુણમાં ધીસ ઇઝ ઓલ ઓન વેદાંત રાઈટ. ભગવાન તો શું કોઈ આ વાત કેમ કાઢી કે કોઈ એવો વેદાંતી આવે અને આપણને ઊંધા ભરવા જાય ને તો જસ્ટ ફોર અવર નોલેજ ભગવાને આ સબ્જેક્ટ છેડ્યો અને હી બ્રોડ ઇટ અપ કે ભાઈ આ રીતે ભગવાનનું સ્વરૂપ સમજવું જોઈએ સગુણ ને નિર્ગુણ બધું એમ. પણ કોઈ વેદાંતી આવે ને એમ કે ભગવાન તો નિર્ગુણ છે. નિર્ગુણ મીન્સ કે તમને એવી રીતે લઈ જાય કે ભગવાનનું there is no form. It's just like air, tej or vayu, something, wind. Says there is no such a form. This is you guys come up with it. This is no such a thing, God. He is there, where? But he's there. That's it. Like whatever happened to Atmanand Swami. Right? એટલે એમને હ્યુમન ફોર્મની આ ભગવાનના સ્વરૂપની ખબર નથી આત્મા સુધી જ પહોંચેલા એટલે તમને પરમાત્મા શું એ નથી ખબર તેજે નથી ખબર. સો હી સ્ટક વિથ ઓનલી આત્મા એટલે એવો કોઈ જીવ આપણને ભરાઈ જાય તો તમે શું કરો એટલે ભગવાને આપણને નોલેજ માટે આ વચનામૃત આપ્યું છે. પણ વી ડોન્ટ નીડ ટુ ગેટ ઇન ટુ ડિટેલ. આપણે તો એક જ વસ્તુ ધ્યાન રાખવાનું આપણે સગુણ સ્વરૂપે નહીં જોઈતું કે જોવું નહીં નિર્ગુણ સ્વરૂપે નહીં જોવું અને હ્યુમન સ્વરૂપે નહીં જોવું. No, this is everything. This is not even murti. This is everything.
Ever present.
Omnipresent.
Live. This is he's here. Not in the murti, he's here.
All this, the Vishkodanand Swami wrote, when you see the Kirtans, they always use the word pragat.
Yeah,
That's what it means.
Venice is no word in that.
You will hear over and over again. Whether he is here or not, but he's still pragat. Means he is here.
In the Gujarati one, that's what the word Maharaj uses. Right? What spirit?
No, but like just reading the word, it's taking, I can't attributes of God. I can't do that. I'm like, it equals God.
Sripatim Sridharam Sarvadevam Bhaktivedanta Vasudevam Madhavam Kesavam Kamadam Karam Shusadinarayanam Devikan Desahajaram Swami Maharaj. Huh? Okay, go ahead. Mic is on, right?
We're not supposed to identify with our bodies, right? We're supposed to consider ourselves souls. So I guess if we consider God in His human form, how do we identify Him as a body in that case? I don't know.
That's the whole point we talked.
Yeah, but I mean.
No, you can identify him as a human body, but he doesn't have a finger, nose, eyes are like us. Mind. He has all the body part is a mind. निर्गुण
Even though he has fingers, arms, legs, those are not really there for touching and
प्रथम
smelling.
account is પ્રથમ એ જ વાત કરી મહારાજે કે આ ભાઈલા તો કે છે એમ કે એ બધું એનું માઇક છે
When
માઇક નથી
when you say
માઇક ના
mic means something can get destroyed.
That's
Let's put that way.
yeah destroyable
A mic means it doesn't get degenerated. It doesn't go bad. So that's what a mic is. It stays in the same original condition as it is. And that's the difference.
But even though when he is in human body, really in human form, when Maharaj was here on this earth, right, like walking like us, at that time, what he did, it's like human does. He gets sick, he gets angry, he gets hungry. बरोबर भूख लागे मुर्गी ब्रह्मचारी जो झगड़ो करे, right?
That's Satsang and Nirguna.
એમાં ભગવાન બધું નિર્ગુણ જ હોય કે ભાઈ જે કરે છે ને that's why certain thing ભગવાન કરે ને એ લીલા કહેવાય અને એ જ વસ્તુ આપણે કરીએ તો that's called sin, પાપ કહેવાય. This is the difference.
સજાન સ્વામી મહારાજ જમોન થાળ જીવન Jai Elayo Shiva Vinda Soparine Pana Vivanadi Sarine Jamon Sar Jivan Soparine Mukha Vasaman Kamadharine Prasadi Bharadani Garine Bhumanand Karnaji Bhai Mere Namo Buddhar Jivan Jamupari Namo Buddhar Jivan Jamupari.
Yang naik lagi itu juga. Yang naik kalau tuh lagi.
Some people go, and some people don't.
I'll get up.
Sajanam Swami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Except you.
जय सद्गुरु स्वामी प्रभु जय सद्गुरु स्वामी सहजानंद दयालु सहजानंद दयालु चरण सरोज तुम्हारा बंधु कर जोड़ी प्रभु बंधु कर जोड़ी चरणे शीश दयालु चरणे शीश दयालु गंगनाथा जोड़ी नारायण निज गुण तनुधारी प्रभु निज गुण तनुधारी पामर पतित उद्धारा पामर पतित उद्धारा अगणित नर नारी नित्य नित्य नौतम लीला करनाय विनाशी प्रभु करनाय विनाशी अड़कत तीरथ चरणी अड़कत तीरथ चरणी कोटि गया राशि कुल गोतम जटनु जे दर्शन करते प्रभु जे दर्शन करते तारक रमती चूड़ी तारक रमती चूड़ी गुरु पसरित करके आयव कर करुणानिधि करुणा बहुकी वाले करुणा बहुकी मूकानंद करे मोक्ति मूकानंद करे मोक्ति प्रभु जय सद्गुरु स्वामी प्रभु जय सद्गुरु स्वामी जय महाराज विश्वेश छो सकल विश्वगणा विधाता दाता तमे सकल मंगल शांति दाता माडे तमारु करुणा निधि सत्य नाम साशांगनाथ तमने करो प्रणाम अज्ञान पास करुणा करिका बिना को निशे प्रभु तव पदे मम वृत्ति राखो भक्तोनु पालन करो प्रभु सर्वयाम साष्टांगनाथ तमने करो प्रणाम स्वामी महाराज
We need to get the masala back. No,
His masala is always after water.
you gotta have the right masala, the right ratios, you know. You need the marju.
Did you guys understand what is actually sabun for?
The attributes you're talking about? Oh, yeah, because no one.
Atma, spirit.
What are they? Three rooms. Everything is natural. That's
Hari kamu aku hanya satu ini. Kita so comfortable, so nice. I have nice things. Everyone that we have, all these lost that. And we are in always at the moment. Without that, then he's brilliant. He's kind of brilliant, that's brilliant. So, and he acts like I'm still human. He's supposed to act like human. And he's not, now knows that he's
the list, but I don't know what I did. Oh my God, you're right. Damn, so I've been looking at the wrong Dutch for the past like 2 weeks now.
Learn that one.
No, that's not a good thing. I was supposed to look at the one that I was supposed to do. I thought I was but it was fire. No, I don't want to switch it though, because I haven't like looked at it that much, but I had the idea of what I wanted to do. Let me check. I might just have to switch. Nah, mine is easy. The characteristics of love. I'm good with that. I'm 5 point
You should know that.
Who? Why? Because he's gay.
I ain't saying
I think next week's isn't that bad either. Or at least I don't know, I wouldn't know what to say. Except for the second part.
he doesn't get angry every day.
So he just gets thirsty?
Yeah. If he wants to.
No, but I get
He's
thirsty.
disciplined.
I get thirsty more, yeah. Yeah, I would take a bowl for you.
સજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજની જય. ઓડે પ્રભુ સકળ મુનિ કેશામ સ્વામી નારાયણ દિવ્ય મૂર્તિ સ્વામી નારાયણ દિવ્ય મૂર્તિ સંતન કે વિશ્રામ હરે પ્રભુ સંતન કે વિશ્રામ ભોળે પ્રભુ સકળ મુનિ કેશામ અક્ષર પરયાનંદ ઘન પ્રભુ કિયો હે ભૂવર ઠામ જય મિલત જન તરત માયા જય મિલત જન તરત માયા લત અક્ષરધામ હરે પ્રભુ લત અક્ષરધામ ભોળે પ્રભુ સકળ મુનિ કેશામ શારદ શેષ મહે ધરી ધરી જાસ પતર જચીશ ધરી ધરી હોવત જનનિષ્ઠા હરે પ્રભુ હોવત જનનિષ્ઠા ભોળે પ્રભુ સકળ મુનિ કેશા પ્રેમ કે પર્યંક પર પ્રભુ કરત સુખયારામ મુક્તાનંદ નિજ ચરણ લિંગ ગુણ મુક્તાનંદ નિજ ચરણ લિંગ ગુણ ગાવત આઠો જામ હરે ગુણ ગાવત આઠો જામ ભોળે પ્રભુ સકળ મુનિ કેશા સ્વામી નારાયણ દિવ્ય મૂર્તિ સ્વામી નારાયણ દિવ્ય મૂર્તિ સંતન કે વિશ્રામ હરે પ્રભુ સંતન કે વિશ્રામ ભોળે પ્રભુ સકળ મુનિ કેશા સજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજની જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ મહારાજની જય શ્રી ઘનશ્યામ મહારાજની જય શ્રી સ્વામિનારાયણ ભગવાન શ્રી નર નારાયણ દેવની જય શ્રી લક્ષ્મી નારાયણ દેવની જય શ્રી રાધા કૃષ્ણ દેવની જય સિયાવર શ્રી રામચંદ્ર ભગવાનની જય જય
Say,